What's up guys, I'm Metasly and welcome back to part 8 of the 1000-hour Final Fantasy Challenge where we get 100% on every mainline Final Fantasy game in order. In the last episode we finished Final Fantasy 1 and in this episode we'll be starting Final Fantasy 2 on the Pixel Remaster version on the Switch. So if you want to see any of the previous episodes you can find them on my channel or I'll leave a link in the description. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we have to name our characters, but I think we're just going to go with the default names. So we will start the game with these names. I already have the old music set as preset from when I've played this before. A long-lived peace. I did play through this game a couple years ago, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. The peace is at an end. The evil sorcerer. What do you guys think? Do you prefer the original music or the newer stuff? The Emperor of... Oh boy, I did not read that. And he's begun his campaign for world conquest. Basically, he's destroying everything. A rebel army arose in the kingdom of Fynn to thwart the... I could not read that either. Wow. I was complaining in the last game about... But the rebels' castle fell to an all-out assault by the Empire. Barely read that one. I was complaining in the last game about the dialogue going too slow, and now this one, I can barely keep up. I guess that's an improvement. Left with little choice, the rebels withdrew to the remote town of Altair, I think. Just barely got that one read. 4 youths from Fynn also found themselves feeling the Imperial force, and they lost their parents and at the hands of the... I cannot read this fast. But their escape wasn't over. Alright, we're just thrown right into battle. That's kind of a neat start. So we have Firion. I guess he's just a fighter. Doesn't really say what anyone does yet. Firion, Maria, neither of which can use magic. Guy, and Leon. None can use magic so far. Okay, we are destined to lose this fight. Way overpowered. Alright, being revived. Will he live? He will. I sense a strong life force within him. He should regain consciousness soon. We found them like this on the escape from Fynn, fallen from terrible wounds. By the time we brought them here, I feared it was already too late. His life is not in danger. This sigil will strengthen his life force. We should let him rest now. Of course. We'd best be off to the meeting. I imagine they're already waiting for us. If the Empire is allowed to complete the dreadnought they're building in Bafsk, their attack will begin in earnest. Bafsk, that's an interesting name. We cannot sit idly by and watch. We must act. Minwu and Hilda are their names. Okay, where am I? Leon! Maria! Guy! Where are you? Okay. There's 2 of the 3. Firion, you're alive. I thought you'd... I'm fine, Maria. It's interesting the main character's actually talking in this one. You seem alright too, Guy, but wait, where's Leon? Princess of Fynn, save us. Oh, well, I guess I gotta do the voice. Princess of Fynn, save us. But Leon, not here.
Grandfather, not here.
I see. Don't worry, I'm sure he's okay. Okay, so I believe we're in the rebel base, and we're going to have to fight against the Empire. So you've regained your strength. Very good. Your life force is strong indeed. It was you who saved us, wasn't it? Thank you. Forgive me, Your Highness, but there is something I must ask of you. Please let us join the rebel army. I could never allow such a thing. You know nothing of battle, you would only be throwing your lives away. You should return to your homes. But we have no homes, not anymore. The Imperials attacked and our parents. I am truly sorry, but that changes nothing. I cannot permit you to join our army. If you've nowhere else to go, you're welcome to stay here in Altair. If you know our password, you should be able to live here well enough. The password is Wild Rose, remember it well. Okay, so that's another key thing in this game, which is pretty neat. When someone says a keyword in a conversation, you have to click learn, and you will learn the keyword And then you can take that keyword and bring it to other conversations, and different people will give you different pieces of dialogue and things like that. So very interesting little tidbit. And this is how you ask people about them. You go to ask and then click whatever it is. And whoever you're talking to, you'll ask them about that key item. So she says, the wild rose is the insignia of the kingdom of Finn. It represents our hope for a flourishing future of strength and beauty. But what will become of Finn now? I've heard that the Empire's captives suffer in their confinement even as we speak. Maria, your brother Leon is missing, is he not? It's possible that he's being held in Finn as well. But Finn is far too dangerous to travel to now. The Emperor's beast still stalks the streets. Gaining entrance to the city will not be easy. The man to my right is Minwu, the white wizard who tended your wounds.
I am Gandalf the White.
Speak with him before you leave. He may be of some assistance. Okay, right off the bat, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if we should do, for the rest of this playthrough, the original background music or the arrangement. So the first time I played through, I did the original. It's the only one that I've done so far. But I think I might go with arrangement this time, unless you guys just really want the original, and then I'll switch back. Let me know in the comments. But for now, let's go with the arranged version. I see your destiny clearly. The future it holds seems closely entwined with my own. You will begin by journeying to Finn. That is the first step towards realizing your fate. So now we can click learn, and if there was a keyword on screen, it would learn it. But since there's not, we'll click ask and ask him about the wild rose. You've wasted no time in using the password. Heed well the information it will bring you. You can learn much of value by listening. I offer you one more bit of advice before you depart for Finn. Those who have fallen in battle can be revived at a sanctuary. Should one of you fall before you reach Finn, go without hesitation to the nearest sanctuary. Okay, teaches us how to revive. The port of Paloom lies not far east of here, but the lake separates us, so you won't be able to reach town without a canoe. Okay, so one thing that I like about these old RPGs, but I'll have to make sure I don't forget, is that you talk to people and in their dialogue, they'll tell you which ways to go, where towns are at, things like that. I love it, but I got to try to remember. So Paloon, I think it was called, is to the east, and we need the canoe. So this guy says, heading to Finn, are we? It's not my place to tell you what to do, but I'd reconsider if I were you. It's a dangerous place to be, you see. The city is crawling with the Empire's monsters. To the north lies a small village called Gatria. Judging by the look of you, you'd be lucky to make it that far. Before you go anywhere, I suggest you visit the room with the sigil that saved your life. There you'll find people who can teach you a thing or two about adventuring. I think you're going to need all the advice that they can spare. Okay, this is Rebel Army's War Room. Rebel Army's War Room. So we need to go to the sigil room and find out what's in there. A bunch of dudes. Nothing happens when we step on the sigil. Dramatic music here. Hear about information displayed on the status menu. So basically this is the tutorial area. Let me see if there's anything interesting. Okay, so another interesting thing about this game that's much different than the first one. It says attributes such as strength and magic will change according to actions you take in battle. So whatever you specifically use in battle, say an axe or a sword or whatever, that thing specifically will level up your affinity with swords, axes, magic, whatever. So whatever you want to be strong with, you actually have to use. If a character attacks, his or her strength and weapon skill may improve. Similarly, if a character uses magic, his or her spirit, intellect, and magic level may improve. There are 11 different attributes that can change. And so stamina is an interesting one because you have to lose HP to improve your stamina. So if you have to take damage in this game to level up. I don't necessarily understand this one. It says battling while your evasion is high will raise agility. But how is your evasion high if your agility is not high? We'll figure that one out, I guess. And so you have to use MP to raise your magic stat. As strength rises, so will accuracy. Equipping better weapons will also improve accuracy. Being attacked by foes will raise evasion. Okay, so there it is. Equipping a shield will also improve evasion. So your agility goes up if you're holding a shield or if you've been attacked multiple times. So you have to be attacked in this game to level things. See what everyone else has to say. You can, in this game, equip 2 one-handed weapons, one in each hand. Okay, so cool. In the last game, someone commented and was wondering about dual wielding with a ninja, but in this game it looks like you can dual wield with anyone as long as it's 2 one-handed weapons rather than 1 two-handed weapon. Equipping a bow requires 2 free hands, but allows the character to attack with the same damaging force from the rear row of the party formation. It's another thing that matters in this game. So in the first game, you would have 4 slots top to bottom for your party, but on this game, I'm not sure if top to bottom matters, but you have a front row and a back row. I believe your attack is higher, defense lower in the front, and defense higher, attack lower in the back. Fighting unarmed is another splendid choice and can be as powerful as any weapon. Unfortunately, equipping a shield cuts an unarmed combatant's attack power in half. So if you plan to fight unarmed, it's probably wise just to skip shields altogether. Okay, so this guy says that characters in the rear only do half damage when attacking with anything except bows or magic. However, they can receive only half damage from enemy attacks. So similar to how each weapon type has to level up separately, each spell has to level up separately. So if you want Cure to be good, you have to specifically use Cure. You can't just use magic in general. So you can really target certain things to upgrade fast, but it's also easy for things to fall behind on the upgrades. So it is possible to put a shield in both hands. I'm not sure what situation would make that worthwhile, but it's interesting. Okay, so everything else in here is pretty basic stuff, but those are some of the big things that have changed from Final Fantasy 1 to 2. They are definitely very different games, and this one seems to be a little more story-driven than the original. An arrow struck me in the back during the battle, leaving me in this state. Perhaps I really have grown old. My daughter, Hilda, now serves as regent. You should speak with her. Okay, that was very much useless. The king's bedchamber, grievously wounded in the fight from Finn.
Just a flesh wound.
Resting here for some time now. Okay. Not sure if there's anything else to do in this fort so far. Does not look like it. I do remember that there's something interesting that happens there later, but not for quite some time. You're in the rebel hideout in the town of Altair. Gordon, the Prince of Kashwan, is hiding out here in Altair. I don't know what happened, but something has made him lose faith in himself. So Gordon from Kashwan is here. Chest had a potion. Got to make sure we get all chests. Princess Hilda fled here when Finn was sacked. She's doing a remarkable job of leading the rebel army while His Majesty recovers. To get 100%, we got to make sure we don't miss any chests anywhere in the game. Alright. I'm Paul, greatest thief in all the world. They've yet to invent a loot that I can't burgle or steal. The Imperial coffers have kept my purse fat with gil lately. So now we can ask him about the Wild Rose. I never steal from the rebels, you can be sure of that. My home was in Finn too. Can't even go home now that the Empire has occupied the city. Paul. This is the town of Altair. The Imperial forces haven't been deployed this far out yet. I suppose it's only a matter of time though. So anyone with a name like Paul here, we got to remember who they are, where they're from, what they do, because most likely we'll be coming back to interact with them again. Here's Gordon from Kashwan. My name is Gordon. I was once a prince of Kashwan. Now I'm nothing but a coward. When my brother Scott fell in battle, I abandoned my kingdom and fled here. Do you know about the Wild Rose? So you've asked to take up arms in the struggle. I'm so afraid Hilda will turn me away that I haven't even asked her. I've been stalling here. I'm just a spineless coward. Go ahead, laugh. I deserve it. Okay, go ahead and wallow in self-pity for a while. So item shop here, I'm assuming there's not much yet, just like basic potions and stuff. A cross, which removes curses. Mallet cures amnesia. A mallet, we just whack them on the head. That's funny. And then we can cure toad and stone here as well. Another interesting thing that's easy to overlook. There are 3 guys behind the counter, not just one. So each one sells different things. You have to check each different one. But we got ethers, cottage, elixir, phoenix down. Very basic things. Can't afford anything yet. More basic stuff. So not too much interesting in the first item shop yet. But let's see what else is in town. Okay, so there's the sanctuary where we can revive. Wish we could go down the well. What's this guy have to say? Paul's a skilled thief, but don't worry, you can trust him. He only steals from the Imperials. That's exactly what a thief would want you to think.
They're thieves. They're thieves.
Alright, so we have Fire, Thunder, Blizzard, and Cure that we can get so far. Definitely want to get Cure. I'm not sure. It says everyone can use them. I don't know if there is an advantage to any specific person using a different one. Let's go ahead and grab Fire too. And we'll start setting up Maria as a magician, I believe. I went to the magic tab to try to equip them, but yeah, you have to use it as an item because it's a tome and put it on each one. So let's give Maria the Cure and Fire. We do have Broadsword, Buckler, and Leather Armor. I'm assuming those are from, what's his face, the guy that we're missing. So everyone else has already got their stuff. Okay, we're good on spells. Let's go look for some weapons. Weapons and armor, and I have to walk around. The little kid, Tobel, the fellow over in that weapon shop, is one fine blacksmith. I think something's been bothering him lately, though. Mr. Tobel. What could you want with me? I'm just an old man. The geezer act is just a cover. My name's Tobel, and I'm the best darn blacksmith in the rebel army. Okay. Well, that was a way to brag on yourself, but not very helpful to us. Okay, so knife, staff, javelin, broadsword. So we have to decide, at least at this point, what we want to level with each person. So I think might as well get a staff for Maria, since she's going to be a magician. I don't know what we want to do with Derpy Dude, whatever his name is. Guy. What does he currently have? An axe. Okay, I think we're going to stick with... I think we're going to stick with axes with Guy for now. So we'll go ahead and equip the staff, and it lowers magic interference, which is a really weird way to say it raises your magic, but much more accurate and higher magic. So we'll go with that for now. I'm not sure, we might switch back to a bow at some point, but for now I think we're going to stick with that. And it is time to get some armor. Okay, so we got buckler, leather cap, clothes, leather gloves. Not much yet. We've only got 100 left to spend. Let's go ahead. Try to remember what the penalty for using a shield was. I think it was just if you're using unarmed attacks. So let's go ahead and get 2 bucklers for Maria and Guy. Okay, well I should have just bought them one at a time because it drastically raises magic interference if I use the buckler. Magic interference plus 70. Okay, so we don't want to give her a buckler. But he's not going to be using magic, so his defense... Dang it, why does it lower his attack so much? It's going to take me a while to get used to what everything does in this game. Well, just wasted money on the bucklers, because we want him to be Beefy Mick Attack Boy. Okay, well, wasted 100, but I'm assuming in the long run that shouldn't be a big deal. But it looks like that is everything here in town. The town of Altair. So, there's a town to the north, don't remember what it's called. Ooh, I like that music. I forgot how much I love all of the Final Fantasy music that I've heard so far. Got used to the original version, like I said. Nice, got different battle music too. Okay, so let's see how much fire does. So in the original game, another difference, you had kind of like D&D style, each level of magic, like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you had certain numbers of casts depending on your level, but here it is just MP like many other RPGs. So we have 10 MP right now and fire costs 1. So it's a totally different way of doing things. All right, very simple battle. Okay, so now we can see here whatever we used in that battle will start to level. So if you don't use a certain type of weapon, you won't level in that certain type of weapon. Also, she used some magic, so her magic went up, things like that. So it is definitely a much different leveling system than the first game. Let's see where this town in the north is. And poisoned already. I didn't even think to get any antidotes. We'll see. Okay, sword leveled up. Shield leveled up for Furion, and then Guy's axe leveled up. Okay, so let's see if walking gives us damage with poison. Ooh, do you not stay poisoned after the battles on this one? Oh, dude, that's so nice. Let me get in another encounter just to see. Oh, thank goodness. So, another big difference. The poison does not transfer after the battle, so I don't have to worry about having a million antidotes on me at all times. That was one of the biggest things in Final Fantasy 1, always being poisoned at all times. So, many things I don't like in comparison in this game, but that's one thing that's definitely an improvement. So here we are at Gatria. This is the village of Gatria. Finn is just over there across the lake, see? Okay, so we'll be crossing the lake from here to get to Gatria. Item shop, an inn. Don't need either of those. The Imperial forces have occupied Castle Finn. The gates are drawn and no one can enter. And with Imperial troops and monsters roaming the streets, the city isn't any better off. There's a pub just on the outskirts of Finn where the Empire invaded. The barkeep didn't make it out in time. They say he's still working there, pouring drinks for the Imperials. Okay, so there's our hint to head to the bar on the outskirts. I walked too far to the outskirts of this town. Once we get to Finn, we'll keep an eye out for the bar. Let's see if there's any weapons that we need, although we probably don't have money for anything. Just basic things that we already had in the other stores. So shouldn't be much to buy here. But I think this is kind of just like a waypoint on our way to Finn. It's going to take me a while to remember the names of the towns. Gatria and Altair haven't fallen into the clutches of the Empire yet, but once the Dreadnought is complete, nothing will be able to stop the Empire. The Empire. Okay, basic stuff. So let's go ahead and rest at the inn. Hopefully it's not an exorbitant price because I wasted 100 gil buying the shields that I'm not going to use.
Wasted!
Surely I can afford it, but I don't really want to spend too much money on it. Please come in, 18 gil. That's not bad. I am glad that they kept the sleeping music. Very classic. Okay. So we have made our stop in Gatria, and now let's head to Finn. I believe it is over here. I have not... Oh, ambushed. I have not looked at anything in the way of a guide yet. So I don't know exactly where to go. Like in the last game, probably going to have to eventually just to keep from wandering too much. But so far, it's pretty simple. Head north of the town, and then, if memory serves me, the next town of Finn is over here to the left. We'll see if memory serves me. Getting poisoned every round. Poison only did 2 damage though, so that's not bad. Okay, I think I see it. I do. Goblins.
Goblins.
Kind of funny how you always start off fighting goblins and bugs. Okay, fire leveled up there. And this must be where we're supposed to go. I'm not sure if it's changed since Final Fantasy 1 where the town and the castle are 2 different models or if it's all the same thing. So we'll have to make sure we double check that. So let's go castle first. Castle Finn. Okay, so it is that way. Not sure if we can open this gate. There's nothing we can do until we do. So I'm sure we'll be back here eventually. But for now, let's check out the town. Finn. Awfully peaceful music for an occupied town. It's just as we've heard. The city is crawling with Imperial soldiers. We have to be careful. Make sure not to get too close. We're sneaking around the town by just not talking to someone. I hope I was... Okay. I thought it went into battle with the Black Knight. That would have sucked. Oh, okay. Fire 2. We're level Fire 2 now. I love the battle music. I'm going to say that probably throughout the entire series. So we cannot go to the end because to do so we would have to interact with this guy and we are way too low a level to be able to fight him right now. I'm not even sure if it's worth curing poison in this game since it doesn't transfer to the next battle and you don't take damage by stepping while you're poisoned. But we'll want to keep an eye on it just to see. Okay, the bar on the outskirts of town. Nobody's here. I thought there was something secret in here. Maybe this isn't the bar. No, this doesn't look that much like a bar now that I look at it.
This ain't no honky-tonk bar.
I don't think you can interact with any cabinets or furniture or anything like that in this game. Just an empty house. So we got the magic shop down to the right. Assuming there's a Black Knight standing in front of it. Various other shops, doors, and there is the bar over on the right. It looks like we're going to have to go all the way up to the top and go down and around. I did not stock up on potions before coming here, so I'll have to keep an eye on our HP. Let's see how it goes. We have the 1 potion that we found in the chest, but that's it. Furion is already low. Okay, I do have Cure with Maria. Can't forget that either. And definitely want to start leveling the healing spells. So, let's go ahead and use Cure. Might as well use a couple. Guy's probably fine. He's probably going to be our tank in this game. Down to 1 MP with Maria. I was not watching that. That's another thing to keep in mind is as we level up our magic, the MP cost goes up too. So, if you want to have cheaper magic, you don't want to use it as often. I'm not sure how advantageous that would be long term though. Assuming all of these shops and stuff are going to be empty for right now, and we will be able to come back later at a higher level and actually be able to kill some people here. So let's go out and around without going too high to where we leave the town. Oh, I was wondering why Maria attacked instead of using a spell. It's because I let her run out of MP. Staff leveled up. So, the item shop looked open, but I couldn't tell if that guard was blocking it or not. I am curious if it would be more worth giving Maria a bow or a staff. I'm assuming the staff would be good if we're going... Holy crap, okay. I will shut up and pay attention. Whoa, where do you think you're going? Customers aren't allowed behind the counter. These Imperials are as ill-bred as they come. Let's ask him about the Wild Rose. Aha, you're with the rebels. You'll find a secret door in this wall. There's a wounded soldier back there. Go see if you can help him. What am I going to do? I've had it with this place. You guys can take it from here. Don't let us down. So he just ditches me with the bar. I guess I own a bar now. Be like, cheers. Okay. I'm assuming the wounded soldier is our good pal. It does not look like it. Never mind. Potion, thank goodness. Another potion and another potion. Glad to get those. Are you going to turn me over to the Empire? At least have the decency to kill me first. I don't want them to take me alive.
You'll never take Major Vincent Winifred Payne alive!
Ask him about the Wild Rose. So, you're rebel soldiers, are you? The name is Scott. I'm a prince of Kashwan. Prince Scott, we're told you fell in the battle. Thank goodness you're still alive. I am, but not for much longer. I'm afraid I must ask a favor of you. There's something you must tell my brother, Gordon. Tell him I know he has great strength. He must learn to have more faith in himself. I also have a message for the king. Tell him the reason Finn keeps repeating himself, Finn. The reason Finn fell so quickly is that Count Borgin betrayed us. He's been made a general.
Today, Junior?
In the Imperial Army. There's one more thing. Tell Hilda that I love her. No, don't deliver that last message. The confessions of a dying man, they would only bring her pain. Unless she didn't like him. My brother Leon, have you heard of him? I'm sorry, but I have not. I wish I could be of more help. Here, I want you to take my ring.
I will take the ring.
I'm sure it will be of use. Okay, so now we have a ring. Maybe it's all this talking, but I've grown extremely tired. No, it's probably because you're dying. If you'll excuse me, I just need to rest, just for a little while. Alright, we have Scott's ring. I'm assuming we'll show that to Gordon in the town, and then see what happens from there. I seem to remember in this game you recruit multiple different fourth party members at various points in the game. So I'm not sure if Gordon comes with us here or what. And of course didn't quite make it out of town. Okay. Back to town. Might as well stop here. Might as well get some potions while we're at it too. So I will do all that real quick and then be with you shortly.
A few moments later.
Alright, healed up, got 25 more potions. Now let's head back with this ring to Gordon. Okay, made it back to town. Let's see if it's Gordon that we're supposed to talk to. Name's Gordon, once prince, blah blah blah. Let's show him the ring. That ring, it's my brother's. He really said all of those things about me? That's it? Can't learn anything. Okay, well, interesting. I'm not sure exactly why we were supposed to do that. Maybe we show it to Hilda. Password's Wild Rose. The ring belonged to Scott. Is he alive? No. He gave us this ring in Finn just before he lost the last of his strength. Did he say anything? No, nothing. Your Highness, please, the ring belongs with you. No, keep it. It suits the personage of courage. You infiltrated Finn and returned to tell the tale. You've proven yourselves quite capable. It would seem I underestimated your strength. I would have you lend that strength to our cause. There is a magical metal known as mithril, and we need strong warriors if we are to obtain it.
Mithril.
So we will learn about mithril. We lost Finn because we were ill-equipped. The Empire fought with weapons and armors made of mithril. I have charged Joseph, a man living in Salamand, with the task of finding a source of mithril. I do not know the cause, but we've been out of contact with him for some time now. Would you go with Minwu to Salamand to look into this? Yes, I would. Yes, I talked to Minwu now. I heard Her Highness's words and have waited here for you since 2 seconds ago. To reach Salamand, we must first pass through the port town of Paloom. Take my canoe and let us be on our way. All right, we have a canoe now. And Minwu is in the party. Definitely a much more story-driven game than the first, which is kind of nice. So, let's see. Paloom is to the west, or was it east? Go east to the port city of Paloom and take a ship from there. Whelps like you could never make it that far on foot.
You young whippersnapper!
All right, old man. Let's make our way to Paloom now. To the east to Paloom. And we're going to have to use the canoe to get there. So maybe that'll help us find it, knowing that it's somewhere where you have to have a canoe. Alright, Minwu's beefy. Look at his health and MP compared to ours. Glad to have him on the team. Let's see what he can do. A whole lot. Alright. So... don't really need to do any of this yet. Let's see what his attack is like. Just a regular attack. Not even sure what weapon he has. Staff. Okay, that was wimpy, but so are these guys. 9 HP. Killed him. Alright. Where should we go? I'm assuming... yeah, okay, so you can see right there where we have to cross over this lake to get to it. Didn't even make it to the lake. So this is one thing that I remembered from the first playthrough, is that this game seems exceptionally easy. Maybe I was doing something weird, I don't know. But I just remember going through and auto-battling like every fight and not having any trouble throughout the game. So we'll see if it's that way again this time. Ye folks wouldn't be looking to book passage on a ship, would ye? For just 32 gil, we'll see ye safely to port. Not yet. To Poft? Port? Poft. So we gotta go to Poft. But first, let's see what else is in the town. Empire hasn't attacked Paloom or Poft, at least not yet. It is interesting that there's pirates this early in the game, much like in the first game. The ship heading out of our little port will take you straight to Poft. Shouldn't need any items. Don't really need to rest. Now there's a fine lass. How about you and me go have a drink? With you, not a chance.
As if!
Alright. Bafsk Salamand, once you pass Poft, they all...
Are you okay?
Jeez. Bafsk Salamand, once you pass Poft, they say all the cities are under the control of the Empire. Paloom's a town of freedom. Want to settle down here with me, handsome?
You're a tall drink of water, and I just love moisture.
Everybody's getting hit on in this pirate town. See if there's any new magic we want. Yes, but not that we can afford. Shell, Protect, and Blink. I'm assuming we'll want Protect, probably Shell eventually too. So, another thing to remember is where to buy each spell. Can probably just look at a guide and figure that out. Probably going to have to. But, better shield. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get the better shield for Furion, and I'm going to sell a couple of the bucklers. Get half of my money back at least. And going to the bronze shield gives better defense and evasion, so very good to have. Let's look at the weapons. I'm curious. I don't want to get all my money spent on armor before even looking at the weapons, although I probably can't afford anything. I can. It's just a bunch of junk. So I've got one axe with Guy. I wonder... let's see, does he have anything in his other hand? I don't think he does. And if he does not, which he does not, let's buy another axe and dual wield. Hopefully this actually works. I didn't just waste more money. All right. Okay, cool. So His magic is Dog Dookie, and his evasion... Why does his... So his evasion goes up by holding another axe. I don't quite understand that, but I will take it. Okay, so now we are down to 86 gil, and cannot afford anything else but a bow, which we don't want. So, decent little visit to town here. I don't remember how much the boat is, but we should still have enough. This is Paloom. It's just a little port town. Is there anything else in town? There's not. It literally is just a little port town. Okay, let's take our ship to Poft. Done. Just board the ship in front of town and off you go. Sweet. And it auto sails. That's nice. Don't have to worry about any encounters here. And don't have to worry about finding the town either. Alright, here we are at Poft. Is this a different... Okay, there's nothing up here. I think maybe... Yeah, something pops up there later, I believe. Alright, made it to Poft. This is the port of Poft. Salamand is to the north, and to our east is Bafsk. Okay, so we need to go north from here first, and then east is Bafsk. You folks looking for a ship with 32 gil to Paloom? No, I do not want to go back. Alright, hey, looky who we got here. Sid. Okay, here's an appearance of Sid in this game as well. So there was mention of Sid in the first game, and now Sid appears here. I'm interested to see how many of the games he's in. You're here to ride the airship. If you've got the cash, there's no place I can't take you. So let's learn the term airship. You can ask him about it too. You pay the guy behind me for the airship. Can I interest you folks in a ride on Sid's Pride and Joy, the only airship of its kind in all the world? No matter how far, we'll take you to your destination in the blink of an eye. Of course, transportation of this fine caliber comes at a cost. Interested? Alright, so not cheap, not worth it right now. Bafsk, the city to our east, is under the control of the Empire. They're building something terrible there. I would assume that's where they're building the Armada or whatever it's called. I can't even remember. Bafsk, the city to our east, under blah blah blah. Okay, same thing. I wonder if everyone says the same thing. Looks like it. Okay, saves me from having to talk to everyone. Sid is the only interesting one there. Okay. Have you seen the airship? It belongs to a fellow named Sid who lives right here in Poft. He's the only one around who can fly it. Not much here, looks like. Not even going to go in the shops. Well, I'll go in this one just to see what there is, but I can't afford anything anyway. Okay, same ones as the last town. It is interesting. Let's see. Baths to the east, blah, blah, blah. Same thing. It is interesting. In the first game, each town had specific spells that you can get in certain places. But in this game, I believe you can find the spell tomes. And different towns sometimes have the same spells as the previous town. You be looking for Sid? He's probably over in the pub. I hear a few gil will get you a ride on that airship of his. A few gil, huh? I don't think that's quite what it is. Alright, make our way to the next town. So as you can see in the bottom left corner, the timer from the previous game is rolling over to this game because it is the timer for the entire challenge for Final Fantasy 1 all the way up to what is currently 16, but we'll see if something else comes out by the time I get there because it's going to be a while. But for now, let's head to the north. Vampire Thorns. We'll head to the north to Salamand. It took me a minute to remember the name of the town. It's kind of crazy. We've been playing for not very long yet and already have had to learn the names of like 5 or 6 towns. Okay, it's definitely not directly to the north, so I guess we'll just follow this mountain range around and then see when we get there. There it is. Alright, didn't take very long at all. So this should be Salamand after fighting, holy cow, 7 goblins. So with Guy, since he's dual wielding, it doesn't just up attack power of whatever weapon he's holding because he's holding 2, but you actually get an attack with each of the weapons. So right here he gets to attack twice with the axes, so pretty beefy already. Alright, Salamand. Let's see what there is to do here. Might as well check the magic shop. I'm always interested in getting new spells because it could be some pretty good ones. Life, gonna need that one. Don't have near enough. Sap to steal MP. Warp to banish target to another dimension or transport the party to the previous floor. Definitely gonna want that one. And teleport which banishes a target to another dimension or transport the party out of dungeons when used in battle. So it's basically exit from Final Fantasy 1. So definitely going to want to come back here, but we need a lot more gil before we do that.
I'm broke!
It's in this little house here. It is the sanctuary. All right. It also seems like the towns have less in them, but there are more towns in this game. Maybe it's just the first impression, but I love Joseph, but I know that if I'm around, I would just get in his way. Okay, I'm assuming she meant to say that to herself because we don't know you, we don't know Joseph. Here's Joseph. You have business with me? Ask him about Mithril. Mithril? I haven't found any yet. I do have a few leads, but I don't plan on sharing what I do know with a bunch of perfect strangers. I'm going to need you to do a little something to prove you are who you say you are. There's a bunch of people from Salamand who are being forced to work in the cave at Simmet Falls. Rescue them and we'll talk. Alright, so we have to go to Simmet Falls, wherever that is. There's a man who knows all about airships. Why should I tell you who he is? This guy is very defensive. And ask him about the Wild Rose, and he says, you're here for Princess Hilda. A little short in the tooth, aren't you? You kids can't fool me. Short in the tooth. I'm assuming he's calling us young. I've never heard that expression before. Kind of like it. A little short-toothed whelp. The Empires enslaved the men of Salamand and forced them to work in the cave at Simmet Falls. Please, you have to help them. I wish someone would tell me where Simmet Falls is. Simmet Falls is beyond the mountain range to the south of Salamand. Okay. So, thank you very much. That's where the Empire has been mining its mithril. So I have to go south of the mountain range that's nearby here. How much? We have 480 gil. Let's go ahead and check out the armor. Not going to have enough for weapons and armor. There's a lot of stuff that's better. We need to save some money for spells. But let's go ahead and just buy one bronze helm and put it on whoever needs it most. He has... Furion has nothing, she has nothing, he has nothing. Why does no one have any headgear? Go ahead and put it on Furion for now. He's not using spells right now, so it shouldn't matter for his magic interference. You know what, let's put it on Guy. He'll be our tank. He'll be as beefy as possible, have low evasion, no magic power. It should be fun. Okay. I believe that's everything here in the town, so I will rest up and then we will head to the next town. Simmet Falls, I think it is. Okay. Onward. South of the mountain range. Does that mean... I'm assuming that means I have to go around this way into this little crevice down here. We'll see if I'm wasting my time walking all the way down there. Because it said south of the mountain range. It didn't really say which side of the mountain range. Let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and head back up to the other mountain range that is closer to town. And then I'll meet you guys there. I don't want to make you watch me wander too long. So I am close to the mountains where I thought it might be. Okay, it said Simmet Falls. Here are some falls. Cave at Simmet Falls. Dang, that's a lot of bugs. Also not sure if we get encounters while on the water. That's interesting too. So, could just kind of follow the water and not get hit. Man, I don't know where the heck this is. Oh, okay, there's that airship again. I don't know what that's flying around for. Maybe it's just like a little Easter egg, so to speak, of Sid flying around after telling us about the airship. I'm not sure, but kind of a neat touch either way. Keep auto battling and using the staff with Maria, but I really need to start using fire with her and leveling it. Don't want to get too far behind on the levels, so we will set her auto battle to fire and keep going. Dang, he is so powerful. And his axe just got even more powerful. We'll see. I don't know if we're going to use axes long term. That's the problem. You don't want to level something too much and then swap later. We have a soldier here. See how tough he is. Pretty tough. Weak to fire, though. Okay, this has got to be... Okay, here's the cave at the falls. Finally found it. Okay, so now we must rescue the workers. Simmet Falls. Probably should have got...
Gesundheit.
Excuse me. Probably should have bought a tent at the town, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's see. On the map here, we have a crystal in this path close to us, chest up in the corner, and then chest bottom right, stairs bottom left. Let's see what this crystal does after this fight. Another interesting thing in this game, when we get Gil after a fight, we get Gil from each monster specifically. It doesn't say that we got whatever the total of these three numbers would be. It says we got 37, 37, and 9 Gil. It's a very interesting way of doing it. We cannot interact with the crystal yet. I'm sure we'll be back for it. And Maria's dead. Wonderful. Okay, we don't have any Phoenix Downs or... Ooh, actually, I wonder if Minu has a life spell. He does have life. Thank goodness. And cure. And tons of MP. It would be nice to use Maria's so that way we can level it, but don't want to run out of MP. Okay. Go up to this chest. Sprinter. Okay, 200 gil. That will come in handy towards buying some spells. Sasquatch. Very weak. I remembered this game being very easy in the combat, and so far it's looking like it's going to be that way again. I am curious if it's because it's the Pixel Remaster version and the original was harder. But I've never played the original, only this version of it. I know the original only came out in Japan, but I'm sure there were other ports that came to the US. But for anyone that doesn't know, there is Final Fantasy, if I remember correctly, 2, 3, and 4 on the Super Nintendo, but that is not actually Final Fantasies 2, 3, and 4. That's actually, 4, 5, and 6. So there are different names for the same games because 2 and 3 in the chronological order only came out in Japan, but 2 and 3 on the Super Nintendo are actually 4 and 5. So a little bit confusing. But this is 2 chronologically, not 2 on the Super Nintendo. So, we got the 2 chests. Now we go to the stairs after one more fight. Balloon. I don't remember. I don't think these guys explode. I know there are some enemies that explode when you kill them or if you take too long. But I'm not sure if that's in this game yet. It might just be later Final Fantasies that I'm thinking of. Not going to find out though because he was a wimp. Okay. B2. We have 1 chest bottom right, 2 chests at the top, and then 4 doors to go into over there. So we'll get the bottom chest first. It's also nice little touch in these dungeons that they added different floor types and kind of trying to make the dungeons spruced up a little bit. So how we were just walking on the water and now it's the ground. Minor details, but still improvements from the first game. Okay. Geez, there are a lot of encounters. Okay, 1 potion is all there was. Let's see, I should have got the top chest first. I didn't realize I could only make it to those doors from here, so I'm going to do a little bit of backtracking. And I will meet you guys up at the chest. Alright, first chest has a high potion. We also got Maria's fire to level 3 on our way up here. So now it is quite overpowered for these guys in here. I might start using cure with her to try to level it rather than fire at this point because don't really need the fire higher.
It rhymes!
Yet. And we definitely want cure to be on its way leveling up. So it is a good thing that we're taking damage because that will make us stronger. Kind of silly, but that's the way this game is. Alright, chest number 2 has eye drops. Not that great, but we got to get everything. Okay, let's go back around to those doors real quick. Okay, I made it to the doors, and I don't know. Okay, 4 rooms. I'm assuming 3 are empty, and then 1 has the stairs to the next floor. And we chose the right one very last, which is good because we need to clear all of them, make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay. Last door. Stairs like I thought. Okay. Now on this floor we have 4 more doors. 1 chest across those bridges. 1 chest by itself down there. And that is it. So let's get the bottom chest first, then go to the singular door, then the other chest, and then the multiple doors. First chest has 200 gil. Alright. We definitely need gil. We currently are up to, wow, okay, 3,800 already. That is enough for 3 of the 4 spells that we were wanting. I already don't remember which town it was in. I'm assuming the Snow Town, which name I cannot remember already. Good thing we have a map that shows us where they're at. Alright, let's see what's in this door. Nothing. Okay, good thing we cleared it first. So now let's get this chest down by these bridges, then go up to the 3 doors. So far it is as I remembered though, that basically can just use physical attacks for everything and turn on auto battle to get through everything. One complaint that I have here, just way too easy. But as convoluted as the leveling system is, it might not be a bad thing that it's kind of easy. I feel like they were going for a more story-driven game along with a new type of combat, and you can tell it just didn't quite pan out the way they think, I feel like. Or the way they wanted, I should say. So, in this chest, we have 250 gil. It is weird that there's a bridge leading to nowhere. I guess, once again, if you didn't have this map, then it would be a good little detour there. Make you have to wander to try to make sure you have everything, but also have dead ends. A lot of people kind of talk crap on random encounters, like some people don't like it, but I think it adds a lot to a game when you don't know for sure if there's something in a certain area, but you also are taking a risk by going there because you'll have random encounters. You don't know how many fights you're going to get in, what your HP is going to get down to. So it's a risk-reward system kind of built into the game to have random encounters, and I really like it. Alright, last room has the people that we're looking for. Help us, please. Help us, please. Help us, please. I'm saying the same thing. Who do we have here? Paul. Therian, it's you. I am ever glad you're here. This is Joseph's daughter, Nellie. I think that dastardly Borgen's been holding her hostage to threaten Joseph. Princess Hilda told you to bring her back some mithril, right? Well, that's normally where I step in. I figured out that this was where the mithril was coming from easy enough, so I thought I'd get the jump on you guys and nab the mithril before you could get here. Only I messed up and got caught. Me, of all people. Well, I know when I'm in over my head, so long. But don't worry, I'll take everyone here with me. Thanks for saving us. I owe you one. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so we just walk in the room and magically they're safe. It's kind of interesting. Let's see what's down these stairs. Basement 4. Okay, a chest and a door at the top, stairs at the bottom. I'm assuming the room will be empty through that door. I had completely forgotten about that, but thinking back on it now, I believe there are a lot of empty rooms in this game. Okay, chest has a fire tome. Okay, so we can teach someone else fire. Let's go ahead and teach it to Furion. We could theoretically save it and then sell it later, but wouldn't hurt to have him know some magic of some sort, just in case. I don't think I'll ever even use it, but
You sure about that?
why not? Okay. Missed the door. So this path that I'm on right now, there's nothing. Well, no. It's not nothing. You have to take this path and go all the way around the outside edge and then down to those stairs. But first, let's check out this door. I'm sure it's an empty room, but we have to be thorough and make sure we get everything. If we're going to have Maria as a dedicated caster, we definitely need to carry some ethers with us because she has been down to 5 magic for quite some time now. And, okay, now 4 and 3. So, been down on magic for quite some time, so I've just been attacking with the staff the whole time, which in theory should help her out, leveling staffs. But I'd really like to level her spells a little faster, but if I have no MP, I can't do that. So we have an empty room. Okay, so now we go up and around, so I will go up and around and then meet you guys at the stairs. Alright, made it to the stairs. Now, basement 5. 2 doors close to me, 1 chest up at the top, another door top left, and no more stairs. So unless there are stairs in one of these doors, this should be the the bottom level. Self-destruct. Okay, so these are guys that self-destruct. And they keep missing. Pretty sure it's a low hit rate on that self-destruct, but I don't know for sure. Okay, we need to heal with Maria. We do have plenty of healing that we can do with Minwoo if need be, because he is way OP. But want to level her cure. So we got it up to level 2. All she has is 2 MP left, so she can use 1 more cure before she's completely out. Okay, we have an empty room, and I'm assuming the other door is an empty room too. It kind of cracks me up that they put so many empty rooms in this game.
It's empty.
Okay, this is not an empty room, in fact. So we have quite the fight coming up, I would assume. Looks like a Dark Knight. I'm assuming it's a low-level one because we're so early in the game. It can't be too tough.
You sure about
So
that?
we are healed up. Let's see what he does. Heh, rebels. Never thought I'd have to deal with your kind down here. Well, if you think you're getting mithril, you'd be right. My mithril blade straight through your heart! Nice little trash talk. Okay, so we are fighting a sergeant. That is some cool music. I'm trying to think of what the original version would have even sounded like in comparison to this. So we don't have enough to cast fire with her, so I'll just keep whacking with the staff. But I'm assuming he shouldn't be raising defense. Okay, we will do that on Maria, because I don't trust her to stay alive very well. I don't even remember what I was saying before that, but he's not taking any damage. Are we supposed to win this fight? It's not a good sign. Good thing I gave him fire. Maybe we can actually do some damage. I do not have any ethers, and I don't really have anything to do with Minwoo to make him weaker, so I guess we'll just keep casting Protect, because we have got to stay alive. I'm not sure if we were even supposed to be in this battle yet. I also don't know if we can flee. Only 24. Okay, or at least getting hits. We got to get criticals. Criticals and magic damage is all we can do, so we will keep casting fire as much as we can with Furion. Curing with Minwoo and Maria. She only has 1 cure she could do. And I guess I can also cast Protect with Minwoo. Get it on everyone. Funny how I was just saying how easy this game is, and then immediately get thrown into a fight like this, where I am very much underpowered. But Protect looks like the way to go by far. Have no more magic, not really any items to use. She's pretty much useless, so let's go ahead and defend with her. So she's got Protect and Defending. So he did a little bit of damage even without getting a critical on his first attack. We're not in too bad a shape. She's just going to keep defending the whole time. I guess she will technically be leveling up stats by taking damage, but it feels weird to just stand back and keep purposely getting hit. Jeez, that is a lot of cure. No idea how much HP this guy has. He is an absolute tank compared to my attack power. Alright, well, we have Protect on everyone, and I don't know if it's worth... I guess I can go ahead and use Blink and see if you can have Protect and Blink at the same time. Use it on Minwoo since he doesn't need both. It looks like you can have both. So I guess I'll have Blink and Protect on everyone for Minwoo. And surely this guy will die before we run out of magic and whatnot. So now Maria is protected, blinking, and defending. I'm doing very little damage at a time. I wonder if it would have been worth giving the fire to Minwoo. That way he could be casting an attack spell while he has a higher level magic, but we also need him to keep casting these to protect everyone. because I am puny right now. Oh, I've only got 5 MP left. Huh, I did not notice that. Okay. Rookie move. Okay, well now I can't do much healing with him because my cure is level 7 and I only have 5 MP. Well, that was very dumb of me.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Hopefully he'll die before we do, though. Not looking great. Let's go ahead and use a high potion. Small amount of HP. Just restores HP. Let's use our high potion on Furion. Need to keep everyone alive. Curious how much health this guy has. I mean, he could have even just like 500, not a crazy amount, but we're doing so little damage because his defense is so high that could be enough. I mean, we're doing like 50 to 60. Ooh, he's dead. This is getting frustrating. He's out of MP. Guy is dead. We have 1 potion. Nobody really needs it yet because Guy is the only one that was taking damage. This is not good because we're doing no damage per turn. I don't think we can flee this fight either. I'll try 1 round of fleeing just to see if it works. Can't escape. Okay. Should have known better. So I guess all we have to do is to keep attacking. Let's see. We need to keep at least 1 MP so we can teleport out of here. But until then, we're just going to have to keep attacking and hope we get criticals or at least decent attacks to do some damage and hope that he is close to dead, because so are we. Alright, Maria's dead. Let's see who lasts longer, us or him. Probably him, because we're doing no damage. Just a little bit more, maybe, hopefully. And if Minwoo dies, that's going to suck trying to get out of here. I think this is a losing battle. Jeez, doing nothing. 12 damage at a time every other turn. At least he's attacking Minwoo. Got a lot more HP. Oh, thank goodness. I am very surprised we actually won that one. We'll see how easily we loot the rest of the dungeon and make it out of here. And Maria and Guy are not going to get XP, unfortunately. But Furion did level up his sword and shield. Woo! And all of his stats except spirit. Holy cow. And we got a mithril axe. So once Guy's not dead, he'll have a decent weapon. So, in the chest, we have a mithril. Okay, so we were supposed to fight that guy, but wowzer, were we underpowered. I'm going to go ahead and quick save real quick. Because we have a few other things to do in here, and then we have got to escape. So, we're going to be fleeing every battle. And try to get everything without dying. I think we have, well, we have some potions. I don't know why I was thinking we only had 1. We've got 31. So, alright, we shouldn't die. We should be able to get everything. Got 1 MP left with Minwoo to teleport out of here. But, yeah, that was definitely the closest fight I've had in a long time. Okay, for a little refresher here, we have door and chest up at the top. Assuming the door is empty. The good thing, though, is even while we're trying to escape, if we take hits, it'll be leveling our defense, or whatever it is that levels when you take hits. It's kind of a goofy way to do things. I'm not a big fan of it. But I guess their thinking was that you can't get too overpowered if you're not taking hits. So they want you to actually engage with battles, and then tougher enemies will help you level faster. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, so the door is empty. Imagine that. Just immediately sprint away. Okay, last chest in this dungeon. That would be funny if they self-destructed, killed us both right before we get the last thing and escape. Okay. So, last chest has monsters. Not great. Okay, land turtles. I do remember these guys sucking as well. Having really high defense. And since it was... oh my gosh. Since it was an enemy in a chest, I don't think we can flee. We can't escape. Okay, well, it's going to be a replay of the last fight, I believe. Let's see if we can do any damage. Nope. Oh boy. Okay. Man, we are doing nothing. Got to get some ethers. It might be worth just dying here. Good thing I auto-saved, or quick-saved, before coming here after the last fight. Because now we can at least restart from our quick-save, having defeated the last guy. Well, actually, it's right outside the door. Okay. There is no way we can win that fight right now. So I'm going to go ahead and have to warp back to town, refill everything, and then we're going to have to come back for this chest just to kill this turtle. So it's going to be a lot of time and painstaking effort for me, but I will be back with you guys in just a second as soon as I'm ready to fight the turtle. Okay, so we finally made it back here. There are definitely a lot more encounters in this game than in the first one. The encounter rate is, it feels like about double. I don't know if that's actually the case. But we rested, stocked up on some items, bought a few things. I got Guy the mithril axe. He's got it equipped now that we had, and I also bought him a battle axe. So he is beefy. Also has full bronze helm, armor, and gloves. And then for magic, we got, actually I have not used them yet, but we picked up life and teleport from Maria. So she now knows both of those, so that will be very nice. And I'm pretty sure, I was trying to remember, so in Final Fantasy 1, you could have 3 spells for each level. But I think on here, it's just a matter of you can hold a certain number of spells. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Looks like you can have 16 different spells of black or white for any character. But the strength will depend on the character, and you can only have a certain number. So you got to be careful which ones you use so you don't have to waste them later to learn more. So definitely interesting and a different way to do it, but we have full health, a lot more magic now, and we are finally ready to take on this turtle after I quick save again. Crazy we had to put up so much more effort just to fight a turtle. Well, I remember these being a big pain in the butt in this game. I wish I could drain his defense or something with Minwu, but he's just kind of useless right now. I can heal with him, but that's about it. Sitting with the staff does nothing. They definitely force you to use magic more in this game. In the first one, there were times when magic was definitely better. Not 100% necessary, but it is necessary to use magic in this game. Not even sure. Yeah, he didn't even have that much health, but I just didn't have any MP last time. So, Furion has fire at level 2 now. And let's see what is in this chest. A teleport tome. Did I just buy teleport? I almost did if I didn't. I bought teleport. Okay, well now Maria and Furion will all both have teleport. That's crazy. Just spent 1,000 gil on it and then find it in the chest I had to come back for. But that's okay. So it's a good one to have for multiple people. That way if we run out of MP, we can still teleport out of the dungeon. Alright, so I think we're going to end it here for today. And next time we will bring the mithril where it is supposed to go. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of this game versus the original game. Definitely very different take. They tried to switch up things a lot, make it more story driven, change the combat, leveling, everything. They tried to completely revamp, it feels like. I don't think it's a bad game, but we'll see going forward how everybody likes it. So let me know what you think. Also, as a reminder, let me know what you think of the music. Would you rather hear the arranged newer version like this or the original? I'm kind of leaning towards the arranged just because I have never heard it before. I've only played with the original. But let me know what you think. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see the future episodes. And like I said, you can find the previous episodes either on my channel or in the description. There will be a playlist in both places for the rest of the challenge. Keep an eye out for any other content I'm going to be putting out. I have other ideas too. It's just a matter of how much time I have to make videos. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.